Hello everyone, thank you for being with me. So this one is devoted to Stephen Miller, and he's on my list as well as, oh my goodness, I don't know how many, probably about a dozen others I'm looking over there. Anyway, the question with all of these dirt bags is, what's their legal future? And will they resign, be fired, or imprisoned? Stephen Miller. He doesn't like being called Steve, so I should call him Stevie. Stevie Miller. Literally the reincarnation probably of, what's his name, Goebbels or Goebbels. Stephen Miller, what is your future? I think I'd probably, well, we'll have timing cards come through, but I'll just leave it open because, you know, it could be a really positive outcome for us, but then because I put a limitation of timing on it, then we get, you know, a challenging answer. So I'll just let it, I won't put a time limit on it. Right there. Okay, so here's his wife Katie coming out right in the center. She's still working for Elon Musk. All right, but it's a focal part of his life there, so that's interesting. Money, 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 right? There are only 6 money cards in the deck, and there's 2 of them right away. This, whoa. This most likely is her mother backing her up. She's definitely restricting him. Let's see what else. Okay, so this would be their house and their real estate holdings. This is a bigger group than he's. Well, let me just get the cards laid out because they definitely speak to each other. Wow. Okay. So let me go a little further. Oops. Oh, okay. This is like, who's this? There's no way anybody else is hooking up with him. I feel like it's just our stand-in card. Well, if you think it's a younger woman, any woman under 55, I'll go with what you say probably. But she could just be the stand-in card for somebody who helps create wealth for him. Wow. Let's see. Okay, so something new. What's new? Okay, there's a trial there that really gives him problems. Let me bring this up a little bit. Oops, where's my, I can't find it. There it is. Okay. This is out of the norm here because you only go with like odd numbers, but I'm doing it. I'm breaking some rules. So anyway, so this is Katie. He didn't come through, but she has a lot of abundance and I would say good fortune coming her way, but she also has evidence. She has evidence. And she doesn't like the position she's in. And now Elon Musk is over 50, isn't he? 50, 55 or somewhere right in there. Wasn't he born in like 1970 or 71? So he's either yeah, I think he might be 54 or 55, but anyway, I think this is Elon Musk for some reason or another. Now, it could also be any other supportive man to, or had been supportive to, what's his face, the little, creep, Stevie, because whatever it was, so the legal support has ended. This man is not doing that anymore. And it's because of the grifting. There's evidence of grifting and stealing out of the administration. And so this is what's his face's, reputation that will have him in the position of not being able to be hired. Come on, focus. Come on. Oh my goodness, my camera is really bugging me. Come on. Well, for some reason it doesn't want to focus in there, but it says right up here, it says not hiring. So I think he's going to have trouble in the future. Even though his strategy to just grift as much as he can, it's like even I think their whole family is going to go through something because, wow. So this is the wife. She's holding secrets, but she has the evidence. She knows what's going on. And it may very well have to do with putting people in a position of not being able to make ends meet. He's, what's his name is, Miller's a big Project 2025. Well, he's just he's a Nazi fascist, just major. He's so dark. And so she's headed towards all of this. Even maybe her reputation is going to go through something. And the only thing I can think of is her connection with Elon Musk and her husband, right? I mean, I hear she's pretty dark herself. And so there's a down patch. There could also be some evidence coming out because these cards are hanging down on her, right? It could be some evidence against her that has to do with sleeping with Elon Musk. What's sneaking up behind her is, this is the divorce card, and maybe this is somebody that, what's his name, little Stevie Miller's been involved with, and there's some older woman that's holding that secret, and that secret may be what's revealed. This is so weird. But anyway, I do not have the imprisonment card for, well, I have it for her, but for him, I'm hesitant to say because his card didn't come out. Let's see what if, because I could talk about all this stuff until the cows come home, knighting and mirroring and all of that, but I'm not, it's the absence of certain cards that I'm wondering about. So let's do it this way. Let me look for his card. Right here. Okay. So I think I'll just leave those there to be careful. Well, actually, you know what I could do? Hold on. Hold on. 1, 2, 2. Here we go. Let's do this, if I can do it right. Okay, and then I can pick that back up and look at the other cards. But so here's what's coming up behind Stevie Miller. Something coming full circle. Oh gosh, that's not a good contrast, is it? I'm sorry. Over time, something's going to come full circle. All right. Oh, about his work. There's my subpoena card. I hope this is showing up good enough for you guys. Well, here. See if this will all fit. No, I need some more. Okay. So, Rutro, the work you've been doing over time is coming at you like a freight train, right? And he has enemies, dangerous enemies coming up behind him. Here are all the complaints. It's very possible that so it might be something to do with involving the military, and it may very well also be something to do with maybe Jack Smith has a surprise for him. Maybe there is going to be a trial, because we had the trial card here. Here's our courthouse card, that trial. Maybe I'll just do that. Yeah, don't forget these. But all these cards are sneaking up behind him. So these cards are following him. And here's his crisis that he can't really get out from under. Here's his brain not working effectively. This concern card is somebody who is unaware of all of this sneaking up behind him. He thinks he's on top of the world, but he's going to be severely depressed and helpless and insecure. And he's totally ignorant of that right now. And so when it comes to timing, this, I don't think it would be 2 or 3 months or 2 to 3 years. But anyway, here, I guess I just have to keep going like this. So think of in terms of like this, right? So helpless, again, both of these cards here have to do with something very helpless. And then there are changes within his home and changes within his inner circle. And it has to do with what he's given to other countries. Wow. And here he is. All these cards sneaking up behind him. He may try to run. Yeah, I'm thinking he may try to run. And maybe she goes with him. But they both look to me like they're not faithful to each other. Their cards were like way far apart. If this were a whole big old grand tableau, they wouldn't even be near each other. But all those other people were. What we have near him are the legal cards and the problematic cards. So, okay. Sorry, there isn't something more. You know what I could do, though? Hold on. Could use the Lennies and let's see what the Lennies have to tell us, the Lenormand. Oops. But it looks like none of them are going to be good. That coffin card that was over here is often indicative of divorce. But I've heard she's as dark as he is. So let's use, this one's called the Omnito Magic Lenormand. Lenormand. These cards are a little bigger, so let me bring this up. Okay. I hope my camera doesn't go blurry. I wound up ordering another camera just because I might have to send this one in to get fixed. So anyway, okay. So I want timing, and I want the future, his legal future. I've done readings on him before. I think if they were in live streams and you can't really see all the cards, but see. I could be wrong. I may have already read on this, but let's look again. Make sure we've got him covered. Right there. Yeah, darkness, cloudy. I mean, a lot of uncertainty when we have the clouds. Yeah, smoke and mirrors, all that stuff. His shadow side, major shadow side. Okay. Oh, and he's sunk. Looks like his whole family is sunk as well. Okay, let's get the rest of the cards. Yeah, hidden, lots of hidden. Now, the book card is my Project 2025 card when I do these political readings. This has been the Elon Musk card, but the fox has to do with, I'm thinking, him worried about being assassinated. Because, you know, the fox goes after the chickens, and right? Whoa. Whoa. Okay, let's keep going. Let's see if we get any people cards coming through here. Something new there. Major obstacles. Wow. This could even be Trump. Okay. Yeah. Dangerous legal problems. Okay, so now here we have the next election. And the news there. Okay, you know what? Dang it. Sorry. Okay. Let's get her done. Let's make all the connections we can and figure out what is going to happen to this guy. And then I'm not going to read on him again. Okay, here's Katie, his wife. I think her name's Katie. And there we go. Okay. So, the clouds nighting out to the mountain show secret enemies, hidden enemies, and an obstacle, major obstacle to all his goals, everything that he's doing, in the darkness of his soul, connected to Project 2025, which is like the foundation of which he thinks about. And you know, he doesn't care about other people's children. He doesn't care about the ICE, you know, agents taking away children, taking them to, you know, to picking up people and putting them in foreign prisons. He doesn't care about anything like that. And so this is what's going to bring him down, because little fucker's going down. He's going down. You don't get away with stealing on a soul level. Karma is so bad for things like that, hurting children, hurting vulnerable people. And so what he's trying to do is just make sure that Trump is the dude in charge. Well, it doesn't look like it's going to go well for him. So how can it go well for Trump? And I keep having my, you know, I've got my pessimism around that, because I've got I died in a gas chamber in my last lifetime, so I've got that like imprint of like, whoa, right? But then every time I read on the Democrats in the next election, I'm getting good cards. And every time I read on these guys, it's not looking well, but I still need to do some more. So anyway, at the center of his reality, he has either outright death by like pneumonia or some inhaled substance to take himself out, suicide, right here, you know, that damages this. Well, I can't say it damages this. It does his anyway, but him trying to get away, and he thinks he's got, you know, the papers to do that. Now, this is also the danger that he poses with all the immigration issues and the ICE agents, and his wife has been in it with the money and just the abuse of let's just bring in more money. She's dangerous. Their marriage is going to go through a brutal separation, and the commitments, what's his face's commitments to Project 2025 is going to go through it's going to create this legal separation of power, is what I'm getting here. And then here, it's always interesting that, I often get the fox and the star, and today it's not, connecting, but usually my Elon Musk cards were, the star and the fox. It's like Starlink, right? But she is abusively connected in a loyal way to just be an opportunist, and all she cares about is her kids and whatever she can do to move forward and maybe be happy in the future or whatever. So what's coming up behind her looks to be very painful, a painful loss, and this toxic soul that she is. With the mice card here, this is also our card for trying to minimize things that are ruining her. And I think she's going to try to get away. And I think she's already got the passports and paperwork and everything to get out, right? Because she can see this. She's planning ahead. And if she's been working for Elon Musk all this time, he's also told her, this is what you do. Because he's, he has connections all over the world, right? And I don't think, what's his name, little Stevie Miller, knows about any of that. Because again, he didn't even come through. Like, where is the dude? I don't have very many cards left, right? Here he is. Okay. He's got the keys right now to all three branches of government, but he's looking forward to being guilty as fuck and trying to have to get out of Dodge, trying to have to run. That's what I'm getting there in order to recover. The bears coming behind. Yeah, Russia, social media, and his reputation. Not good. Not good at all. So the important piece here, whether or not he winds up here or he gets away, for sure it looks like she will. Whether or not he does, it looks to me like by this next election, we will be recovering because we care to move forward. And this, what he's got going on, he's going to have some new betrayals, right? Because of his scamming, because of his because of his loyalty to the narcissist Trump, right? The plans will be exposed. We've got exposure here. You know what? I'm wondering, because there's so much proof coming out. Maybe I need to do a read on that. Okay, so there I've been kind of connecting the dots in my brain lately. So I have a friend, and I'm not going to name who they are, but I have a friend who knows about the Mellon family in Pennsylvania, and because of the darkness that they know about this family, all the generations, right? And this person is my age and knows like what's been going on their whole life, right? So bottom line is, if there's any state that is going to do well, we could say Florida as well, but it's looking like Pennsylvania, where the Mellon family hails from and literally controls pretty much the whole state. So, but if they're the ones who are, because it was Timothy Mellon that donated that $130 million for Trump to keep the military going during the government shutdown. And that's totally against the law, the rules, right? It's totally illegal. He's not supposed to be doing anything like that. But these guys don't care. They just throw him the money, do what we want, and he does it. You know, the stooge. It's literally, we've got the three stooges going on here, but there's more, right? So there is proof. There's proof in the data that Pennsylvania they lost over 13,000 votes in one county. And there's proof in Rockland County, New York. So I need to read on that again, because they keep putting that, the New York, that state Supreme Court, they keep putting off the hearing for that, or trial. They actually have a court case, on the books. And it was August, then it was September, and now it's November 11th. Right in the middle of Mercury retrograde. So I need to see how that's going to go. But bottom line, what I can say here is it's looking to me like it's, because here's my election card. There's recovery, and there's a movement forward towards something more peaceful as the revelation comes through, as how we had the stolen election. I did so many readings after after the election that I know for sure Elon Musk was in on it, and I know for sure, I mean, they all admitted it. They all said it out loud. That's all over. It's been there for so long. And now the stats are coming out, between from Election Truth Alliance and Smart Elections and Common Cause. So we need a class action lawsuit against these guys, right? And then those voting machines that were bought up by some, I forget the guy's name, but of course he's a Republican. So they are already planning to rig the next election. So we need to make sure that doesn't happen. Because notice how hard it is to get these guys out once they're in. That's the problem. And it's also a problem when people don't vote. And it's a problem when they vote for the wrong side. But that's not going to happen again. That's not going to happen again. Especially as time goes by. So, okay. Sorry, this was convoluted and all over the place. But to summarize, I can say that these two are going to get divorced. And little Stevie Miller he's not going to do well at all. Not when you have these cards down here. And I don't think that he's even going to be able to run away. I think she could get away, but I'm not seeing him being able to get away. And I say that because the mountains up here and the anchors up here, and we've got the legal problems to all of those who have been committed to this, all these foreign countries, Russia and any other country that's trying to keep us in this autocratic, regime, get us there and keep us there, right? So all the communication is going to come out. Things will be revealed about the steel. Maybe that's what the trials are going to be about. So, okay, I guess time will tell. And if something new comes up, of course, I'll read on that. Okay, bye.